A Johannesburg High Court yesterday ordered Solomon Ashoms Isang to pay 44,333.62 cents to Alf Lukau as part of costs incurred by Sim's attorneys representing Pastor Alf Lukau.
You go into court, there's going to be costs. You don't just pick a cost because you lost a case. No. And this cost that I paid, the 44,333 rand 62 cents, is not because I lost a case. We have to get to a place where we understand how cost comes in. If you go to court and you're not prepared or certain things are missing, if you ask for an adjournment, you're going to bear the cost for the applicant or for the opposing person. That's the way it works, right? So you have to be prepared for everything. And then I would have the part of the cost, I would have to pay my attorney, and then I would have to pay my counsel, my advocate.
A sheriff was sent to evaluate the property of Solomon that in the event of failure to pay the amount, his property will be sold to offset the debt.
They sent the sheriff of the court to my house, which is not something pleasant. He came and attached the items in my house. And they're saying if I don't pay, they would come and take my furnitures and take take the furnitures in the house and take the television in the house and take whatever. That's what they said they're going to do. They take your beds, they will take your whatever, they will take you're not going to get stove to cook. Between Alf Lukau and myself, he knows the truth about what I stand for, but you want to come and take properties from the house. I'm the kind of guy that I can live with nothing. If not for the sake of my wife and kids, I can live with nothing. God is going to restore it. But you don't want that to become a trauma for your family. And that's what I was trying to avoid.
He says, considering the trauma that his family was going to face, he decided to pay the cost after several negotiations with the representatives of Lukau to find common ground on the payment of the costs.
So my attorney, who was helping me, was speaking to his attorney, and they said, look, Solomon doesn't have money. I don't have a full-time job, right? I don't have a job technically. That's what I can put it. So Solomon can make some payment. I said, look, if this is a court order, and if since it's a court order, you do not disobey a court order. And for me, if that's what the court says, you do it. We even try to reduce the costing, but now, okay, let's pay 20,000 out of the 44,000 and make arrangement for me to pay them monthly. They said, no, never. You have to pay the 44,000 now.
Solomon, who admitted he had no formal employment, said this was Alf Lukau exacting his pound of flesh to make sure he was imprisoned.
But his ultimate goal is for me to go to prison. That's what he said. He was going to teach me a lesson. I have the evidence of that. Because obviously, like I told you, Alf Lukau mandate that he told a pastor is, I must take Solomon to jail. I'm not afraid of going to prison. If that's the price that I have to pay, I'll pay that price. Actually, if you give me the options of paying Alf Lukau money instead of going to jail, I'll pick going to jail. To be honest with you, if the court gives me that option, I'll pick going to jail. Because I believe in my truth. I believe what I had said against him was not defamation. And now he's saying it's defamation because it's a contempt of court.
Solomon, appreciating social media followers for their contributions made towards this venture, said he will need about $2,000 for the main trial that begins on the 22nd of February at the Johannesburg High Court.
It's going to be a challenge for me because I need like $2,000 to be able to pay the other legal costs now that we're going to jail, that we're going to court next week. So urgently, I will need about 3,000 rand just between now and the whole of next week. And then afterwards, well, that the court will determine if we have costs to pay or if there's going to be an extension or we have to come back, you know. So you don't know, it's just very unpredictable. You don't know some of these things. So right now in our coffers is just a little under 5,000.
The Nigerian said he was charged with defamation of the Congolese pastor for his resurrection stunt in 2019 and subsequently for a contempt of court.
Because I believe in my truth. I believe what I had said against him was not defamation. And now he's saying it's defamation because it's a contempt of court. So after the whole resurrection drama with Elliot happened, I wrote certain things which I felt it was not defamatory. Some of them was on him. I did an interview on radio. They called me and said, Solomon, you've been having this issue with Lukau for some time. Tell us about it. You know, I told them, even now I went on YouTube, some YouTube for Seventh-day Adventist Church. They had a program. I said the same thing. I said, but a lot of these things are still allegations because they've never been proven in court yet.